Hello, today we are taking the topic the living world. What will we learn? What is living? Biodiversity, binomial nomenclature, what is taxonomy, and taxonomic categories and taxonomical aids. So, and if we talk about according to questions that which are asked from this topic, so mainly questions are asked from binomial nomenclature, how the biological names are written, which language is used to write the biological names, what are the herbariums, botanical gardens, biological museums, zoological parks, flora, manual, monographs, and keys. So let's start. Very first, we will talk about what is living. How can we differentiate between living and non-living? So, as we see that living things can grow, living beings can grow, all plants and animals, these grow. Then they reproduce, they can make their own copy. So, this is the reproduction, generation after generation, to keep the species in being, existence. Then metabolism. Metabolism is a character in which catabolism and anabolism take place. Catabolism is degrading reaction, and anabolism include some kind of making reactions. Something is made in this. Then cellular organization. Every living being has cellular organization. And consciousness. This is said to be the main distinguishing property of the living being. Then these are other characteristics of living organisms which are also given, that is energy. All living beings need energy to survive. They get it. There are many type of mode of nutritions like chemotrophic, autotrophic, chemoheterotrophs, chemoautotrophs, and these all do these type of nutrition these type of nutrition to complete their metabolic reactions or to survive, and this needs energy. Then it comes homeostasis. They have the specific atmosphere in their body to survive, that is known as homeostasis. Then adaptation. Every living being need to be adapt surrounding its environment. Then variations. These are also found in living beings. The members of the same species are of different varieties. So there is variation in living beings. Then movements. Living beings can move. So this is also the main characteristic. Then healing and repair. They can heal and they can repair their body. They can remove their waste as they metabolize. So different type of waste is produced and which is removed from their body by the different processes. Then life cycle. They have a specific life cycle. They take birth, then they grow, then there is different stages of life, and ultimately it leads to death. So this is the characteristic of living beings. Then we will talk about biodiversity. What is biodiversity? When we say that there is different type of living beings in this planet, this is biodiversity. So as I told you that there are variety of living organisms on the earth, then and it also increases with the increase in area. if we take a small area, there will be less variety of living beings than the bigger area. Then when we talk about the number of species, as you know, there are different biologists, scientists, those are working on searching new species of living beings. So as our scientists have reached to 1.7 to 1.8 million, known species are 1.8 to 1.7 million, but the scientists say that it is more than 30 million, those about which we don't know. These are tropical rainforests and many areas where we cannot reach. Then in this, animals are 1.25 million and insects are 1.025 millions. And if we talk about plants, then plants have 0.5 million species. Now if we talk about binomial nomenclature, this is a system of providing names to different living things so that everybody in this world can recognize that this is that specific species. Okay, so it is the standardized naming of living organisms, and as I told that it provides the same name for all world for a specific living organism. Then these are different codes which are followed in whole world, that is ICBN, International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. It provides name to the plants. Then ICZN, International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. It provides to the animals. It provides names, scientific biological names to the animals. Then comes who gave this system of nomenclature. It was given by Carolus Linnaeus, and it has two components. As the name says, that binomial means two components, generic name and specific epithet. Then comes which language is used. Latin language is used in this, and first word denotes genus and the second word refers to species. And when we write these names with our hand, then both terms are separately underlined. Okay, then if it is printed, the binomial, according to binomial nomenclature, these are printed in italics. And then first letter is capital of generic name and specific epithet starts with a small letter. Then name of the author is written after species name in an abbreviated form as Mangifera indica Linn. So this is the right way to write the name of an organism, and many questions are asked on this basis. Then comes taxonomy. What is the taxonomy? So if we think about it, the grouping into convenient categories is classification, and classifying all living organisms based on characteristics into different taxa is taxonomy. The scientific term for categories is taxa, and basic processes are characterization, what are the characters of living beings, and then identification, then classification, and then nomenclature. So these are the processes of taxonomy. Then who is the father of taxonomy? Again, Carolus Linnaeus. He is the father of taxonomy. Then comes systematics. Systematic arrangement of organisms now include identification, nomenclature, and classification. Then taxonomic categories. So I'm explaining these with examples. So category is kingdom, and taxa is animalia or plenty. Then comes phylum or division. So phylum is the term which is used for animals and division for plants, chordata and tracheophyta. Then class, it is again the category, and the taxa is Mammalia and Magnali Opsida. Then order Primata and Sapindales. Then family Felidae and Poaceae. And genus Panthera mangifera, species Tigris indica. So here we were talking about tiger and mango. This is the whole classification of both of these organisms. Then organisms and their taxonomic categories. So this is about, I'm telling about the man, housefly, mango and wheat. These are different organisms. So how we will write their names or their classification in the binomial nomenclature. So this is the biological name. Man is written as Homo sapiens, housefly as Musca domestica, mango as Mangifera indica, and wheat Triticum aestivum. Then comes what is the genus of man, Homo, and of housefly it is Musca, and of mango it is Mangifera, and of wheat it is Triticum. Then we talk about family. The family of man is Hominidae, housefly Mysidae, mango Anacardiaceae, and wheat Poaceae. Then comes order. So order of man is Primata, housefly Diptera, mango Sapindales, and wheat Poales. Then comes class. The class of man is Mammalia, and of housefly is Insecta, of mango it is Dicotyledone, and wheat it is Monocotyledone. We can simply say them dicot or monocots also. Then comes phylum or divisions. As we know that for animals we take the term phylum, and for plants we take the term division. So for man it is chordata, for housefly it is arthropoda, for mango it is angiospermy, and wheat it is also angiospermy. So now it is taxonomic aids, herbarium. We are talking about herbarium. These all are the things which help in the taxonomy. So these are also required for the taxonomy. So what is herbarium? It is a storehouse of collected plant specimens and that are dried and pressed and preserved on sheets. So what is the herbarium? Storehouse of collected plant specimens which are dried, pressed and preserved on sheets. The herbarium sheets also carry a label providing information about date and place of collection, English, local and botanical names, family, collector's name, etc. So these are also provided in herbarium sheets. Then they also serve as quick referral systems in taxonomical studies. Then comes botanical gardens. These are the places where plant species are grown for identification purposes, and each plant is labeled indicating its botanical or scientific name and with its family also. And the famous botanical gardens are at Kew, England. This is in England. Then Indian Botanical Garden, Howrah, India, and at the National Botanical Research Institute, Lucknow. Then comes museum. These are mostly set up in educational institutes such as schools and colleges, and these are the repository of preserved plant and animal specimens for study and reference. Specimens are kept in the containers or jars in preservative solutions. Plant and animal specimens can also be preserved as dry specimens. And insects are put in insect boxes after collecting, killing and pinning. Larger animals like birds and mammals are normally stuffed and preserved. Skeletons of animals also kept in museum, so they can help in studying the skeleton. Then zoological parks. In this, wild animals are kept in protected environments under human care and which enable us to learn about their food habits and behavior. And conditions are provided near to their natural habitats. Then the key. This term is also important according to exam purpose. So this is used for identification of plants and animals based on the similarities and dissimilarities, and also based on contrasting characters. These are known as couplet, and choices are made between two options which are mainly opposite, and each statement in the key is called a lead. Each statement in the key is called as lead. Then separate taxonomic keys are required for each taxonomic category such as family, genus, species for identification purposes, and these are normally analytical in nature. Then comes flora, manual and monograph. So these are also important topics. What is flora? It contains the actual account of habitat and distribution of plants in a given area. So these provide the index to the plant species found in a particular area. This is the flora, the plant species found in a specific area. Then manuals are useful in providing information for identification of names of species found in an area. And monographs contain information on any one taxon. Okay, so this is all about flora, manuals and monographs. So here we are talking about previous year questions. This is of the 2019. Select the correctly written scientific name of mango which was first described by Carolus Linnaeus. So these are how it can be written. Then we have to tell what is the correct option. So if we say it is the fourth option, as we have seen in previous slide, and this is directly from NCERT book. Then comes, it is from the 2018 year. Match the items given in column 1 with those in column 2. Select the correct options given below. So this is herbarium. What is herbarium? We have to select. We have to match the two columns. Then what is key? Then what is museum? And then what is catalog? These are the options. First option is this, that we have to match A with, if it is right, 1, 4, 3, 2. Second, and this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. So as we know this, that herbarium, it is a place where dried and pressed plant specimens mounted on sheets are kept. So two options are these, that 1 and third. Then let's move to B, key. Key is a booklet containing a list of characters and their alternates which are helpful in identification of various taxa. So this is also in both for three options, 1, 3rd and 4th. Then museum. Museum is a place having a collection of preserved plants and animals. So it is given in fourth option. All three options are right in fourth one. Then comes catalog. Catalog is a list that enumerates methodically all the species found in an area with brief description aiding information. So right option is fourth one. Then comes 2016. Nomenclature is governed by certain universal rules. Which one of the following is contrary to the rules of nomenclature? The first word in a biological name represents the genus name and the second is a specific epithet. We know this is right. We have to check which one is contrary or which one is wrong. The names are written in Latin and are italicized. It is also right. Then comes when written by hand, the names are to be underlined. We also know this is also right. Then comes biological names can be written in any language. This option is not right. We know that Latin language is must. That is a dead language and changes are not allowed in this language. So they selected Latin language. So the right option is fourth option. Then comes the label of herbarium sheet does not carry information on height of the plant, date of collection, name of collector, local name, and we know height of the plant is not mentioned in herbarium sheet. It is not necessary. So next one is NEET 2013. Question is, which one of the following is not a correct statement? Herbarium houses dried, pressed, and preserved plant specimens. It is right. Then, botanical gardens have collection of living plants for reference. Yes. Then, a museum has collection of photographs of plants and animals. No. Key is a taxonomic aid for identification of specimens. So we know that right option is third one. Okay, a museum has collection of photographs of plants and animals. Then this is from 2011 mains. Which one of the following aspects is an exclusive characteristic of living things? Okay, as we have discussed earlier, increase in mass by accumulation of material both on surface as well as internally. Isolated metabolic reactions occur in vitro. No. Increase in mass from inside only. No. Perception of events happening in the environment and their memory. So the right option is fourth one, perception of events happening around. So as we have discussed about consciousness, so that is what this question is asking. The next question is from 2007 paper. Two plants can be exclusively said to be belong to the same species if they have same number of chromosomes. No. Can reproduce freely with each other and form seeds. Have more than 90% similar genes. Look similar and possess identical secondary metabolites. So you have to answer this question in the comment box. So next from 2007 also, ICBN stands for, I have told earlier this. What is the right full form of this term? Indian Code of Botanical Nomenclature? No. Indian Congress of Biological Names? International Code of Botanical Nomenclature? International Congress of Biological Names. The right one is International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. Third one is right. Then again, the question is, the living organisms can be unexceptionally distinguished from the non-living things on the basis of their ability for growth and movement, responsiveness to touch, interaction with the environment and progressive evolution, and reproduction. So in some books it is given reproduction, and as I think it can be the responsiveness to touch. It is the main quality of living organisms. Then comes, which of the following is not true for a species? Members of a species can interbreed. It is right. Variations occur among members of a species. Yes. Gene flow does not occur between the population of a species. It is not right. Then comes, each species is reproductively isolated from every other species. Yes. So the right option is third one. Then please share and subscribe. It is very helpful for the people who are preparing for medical exams. So best of luck, and please share and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching.